WLPN LP Chicago 105.5 FM Lumpen Radio. You are listening to Dish with David. I'm your host, David Weeks. And in the studio with me today is Tony Priolo of Piccolo Sogno, located at 464 North Halsted. Hello, Tony.
What's up, David? Thanks for having me on your show.
Thank you for being on. Thank you for taking the time to come here. You just got back from Italy.
Yeah, had a great time. It was beautiful.
How was it? What'd you do?
My wife and I, we flew into Rome and rented a car right away. I had one waiting for us. And then we drove to Siena.
Okay.
One of the most beautiful places in the world. I love it. We settled up and then just went dining. We stayed there for a few days. Then I went to Florence. Back in Siena, I mean, I don't know if you've ever been to Siena.
No, I haven't.
You definitely need to go.
Okay.
Great workout, walking in this
Mountains?
old, medieval city.
Oh, okay.
It's enclosed medieval city, and it's just, you're walking either straight down.
Okay.
The streets are tiny. It's all cobblestone. It's like a castle.
Oh, neat.
It's so beautiful. And then you go to the square, Capo Fiore. One of my favorite restaurants in Siena is right there, L'Oggi.
Okay.
L'Oggi. I've been there. I've probably been going to Siena for 30 years, and
Oh,
I
wow.
always go to that place. Love it.
What first attracted you to Italy?
Being Italian.
Okay.
Finding my roots. First time I went was, I think, in the year 2000. I got lucky. I walked through the doors that open up every 100 years in the Vatican. I walked through those doors.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, I just went on a food trip that time.
Okay.
And then back to Siena. We stayed there for 3 days because it was our anniversary. My wife and I celebrated 15 years. Then we went to Florence. We got engaged in Florence on the Ponte Vecchio.
Oh, wow.
It's the bridge where all the jewelers are. We got engaged right in the middle, and so we wanted to just relive that moment, so we went back over there and just spent an amazing time in Florence. And fun fact about that bridge,
Yeah.
it used to be the meat market was on that bridge. If you look up Ponte Vecchio, you'll see. And Caterina de' Medici used to live across the water, and she used to go into town crossing that bridge to where all the municipal buildings were. And the smell of the meat and rotting meat, and because they would just dump everything into the River Arno, she said, we got to change this. So they changed it and made it jewelry.
Oh,
But in the meantime, what she did was there's a passageway above all that across for her. And I think you can take tours on it now. And it's got a bunch of beautiful artwork in there. I've never been up there, but
this is the Medici family? Like the
Medici, yeah.
Medici?
Yeah. From the Caterina de' Medici.
Okay.
Their crests are everywhere over Italy.
Yeah.
So yeah, we went there and then went to some great restaurants there. And I used to work there outside in a town called Artemino, which is in the hills. It's a restaurant overlooking Florence.
As a chef, were you?
No, I was just like a cook stage at a restaurant called Da Delfina, and I hadn't been back there for 26 years. I went there, and they remembered me, welcomed me with open arms, and we had the best dinner of all Italy. My 10 days there was at Da Delfina. It was just amazing. And you're overlooking all of Florence and the hills. I remember working there. I'd wake up in the morning and open up my green shutters, on this little castle-looking building, and just see billows of smoke, people burning their leaves or their tree, tree limbs, olive groves, wine, the trees from the vineyards, all right there, just rolling hills. And in the restaurant, we would cook, and the restaurant is basically, the menu is designed around what you see and hear. So everything you see outside or hear flying by,
Birds,
running by,
whatever.
That's what we're eating.
Oh, wow.
Excuse me. So that was a pretty amazing trip.
And you said the first time you went was 2000?
First in 2000, yeah, when I could afford to go. I grew up.
Well, tell me when, so how did you start Piccolo Sogno? What was the...
So back in, I worked at another restaurant from 97, 97 I left there, so I worked there for 10 years. I think I started in 97, And then 2007, 2008, I left to open Piccolo Sogno, a restaurant called Coco Pazzo, great restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was the chef there for a while. And during that time, I just decided, hey, I finally want to do something on my own. So it was just like a lifelong dream. And there's a guy I worked with at the time. He was a manager. He had left, so I wasn't poaching him from the restaurant. He left. He moved to California, and him and I always talked, hey, maybe one day we'll open a restaurant. So I just kind of got fed up at Coco Pazzo, just hitting walls. You know, felt like it was time to go.
That's a long time that you worked there.
For 10 years, yeah. And so I decided, I called him up and like, hey, Ciro, let's do something. He's like, absolutely. Because he was in the wine business at that point. Same thing. He missed the restaurant. He was out in California working. So I found the location. I called him. I said, hey, this is it. And I signed the lease. 3 months later, he came in after we started building it. And there we are. That was 2008.
Okay.
Now 2026. So.
Wow. So that's almost 20 years.
Yeah, a little bit over 18. It'll be our 19th year this year.
And am I right in thinking that Piccolo Sogno means little dream?
It means little dream, yeah. Ciro came up with the name back then because it was actually a big dream. So,
yeah. For listeners, if you don't know, it's a very popular and beautiful Italian restaurant right there at Halsted, Grand, and Milwaukee. It's known for its beautiful outdoor patio, and it's a wonderful menu of rustic and just traditional, would you say?
Yeah,
Italian
we just try to bring Italian food, Italy to you, because you can't go to Italy.
You source really nice ingredients.
Yep, we use a combination of local ingredients, local farmers, cheese makers, polenta makers, and imported ingredients from cheese to prosciutto and other things.
When you
Tomatoes.
were little, was this a dream to have a restaurant?
Yeah, I've always either wanted to be a chef. Back when I think I was 5 or 6, somebody in my family did a family tree. They interviewed everybody, and I found that, and I have a copy of it somewhere, and said either I wanted to be a professional chef or a professional baseball player. So I followed my dream.
Did both.
Well, not professional baseball, yeah.
And you were just telling me you still play baseball.
I still attempt to play baseball, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Will you tell me more about the restaurant? So you said you had to build it out.
So we built it out, and Ciro and I are both not wealthy people. I had worked my way up. I had a house. At that point, when I decided to leave, I took a loan on my house. I had a small little apartment building or apartment that I had. I took a loan on everything I had and put it into everything, every penny I had. I had less than $1,000 in my account, and I opened the restaurant. I got a loan. It was in 2008, right when the financial crisis.
That was a financial collapse. Yeah, subprime.
So we jumped in at that moment. Probably the last people to get a loan in 2008. Very small loan, and we opened up the restaurant. The guy that built it lives actually a couple blocks away from your studio, Joe Novelli Design.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, him and Kim. And back to the restaurant, we just believed in ourselves, tried our hardest. We didn't take a check for almost a year. We lived off everything at the restaurant because our goal was to make sure that we took care of our staff, took care of the customers, and we were the last in line. And that's the way it still is. So.
Yeah, I was going to say, so the first time I ever went to Piccolo Sogno was in 2010.
Okay. Well.
And I remember it so well because as I was sitting there at this lovely table enjoying this amazing meal, off in the, not where the patio is, but there's like another section off of the dining room there.
Yeah, that's like an awning area, right?
Mayor Daley was there.
A great man. Yeah.
And he had just announced that he was not going to be running again to be mayor. So, it was like a historic moment.
Oh, yeah. So
history.
So when he retired, he had a party. We had a party room, and he was in there.
Well, so I was there that same day, and I was like, look
how
at me.
about that? Yeah.
But the meal was impressive. But Daley being there, really made it stick out in my mind.
Yeah, he was he's a great addition, a great part of Chicago. And we were lucky to have his support when he retired. And any of the Daley family, when they did parties, they did it because they really liked Piccolo Sogno. Even when it was before us, it was Time, another restaurant. His wife really loved the garden and the ambiance. But Mayor Dale used to always, and he still does, support us.
Well, and the thing that I notice is, a lot of your staff is the same.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, that's a true testament to like your leadership and your
Well, thank you, yeah.
team building and all that. That's a huge attribute for a restaurant. Talk about some of your staff. Like
we try really hard to make sure that our staff is empowered. We treat them the way they want to be, that we want to be treated. And, there's a lot of respect going on. We're a big family.
Yeah. If that's what it feels like when you walk in.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
That's the whole point, and we're showing you what we believe to be great Italian food. Our staff is a part of that. We're nothing without our staff. So, like during COVID, I actually personally guaranteed a loan, because at the time we had 3 restaurants. Personally guaranteed $1 million loan, and we paid them a month of salary before we got the PPP. So we didn't know what was going on. Nobody knew at that point.
Right.
So I closed the restaurant up, and I called my bank, and they said, "Yeah, Wintrust, local bank, we got you." And we're still paying off that loan. So,
wow.
Yeah, but we paid a month of their salary, including tips.
That's awesome.
Just an average tip. So I think that really, really goes a distance. We didn't think about that at the time. We thought about, hey, these people have families. They have kids. They have, they got bills.
Whatever you were going through, each member of your staff was also going through.
Yeah, so families. They're a part of our family. They're part of my family. So, and I think that really says a lot to, I'm not in it to make money. It's a great, a tribute to it. But I'm in it because the success of Piccolo Sogno is also the success of all the employees there. To get them better. To put them in a position where they can succeed and get better and do better for their families.
The kitchen that you can see from the dining room, is it bigger than what we can see from the dining room?
There's another wall or two behind, that you can't see. But yeah, our kitchen used to be part of the dining room.
So you expanded the dining room.
When we first took over the arch ceiling area, where, you always say that one, like, little section, but where the arched vaulted ceilings are, that used to be my kitchen.
Okay.
And behind us was a cigar shop. It used to be a garage at one point, then they turned it into a cigar shop, kind of connected to the restaurant. They moved out, and we were, luckily busy, but we needed to expand, so our landlord said, "Hey, do you guys want that space?" We said yes. So without closing for a couple of days, because they built that and then attached that to the building. Novelli Design, local guy from down the street, built that, and it was like a smooth transition, and then we got a brand new kitchen.
Oh wow!
So
I know a lot of people love celebrating their holidays and special occasions there with you, so it's like an extension of your family.
It is, absolutely, yeah.
Mother's Day, it's a big place. People want to enjoy Mother's Day there.
Yeah,
and graduation.
Yeah, we have a lot of parties. We close on major holidays, like Easter's coming up. We think it's important that the staff stays with their family on those special days. Christmas Day, Easter, those are big ones for us.
Growing up, was there a cook in your family that also inspired you?
Absolutely, my grandmother.
Okay, yeah, there we go.
We lived in the northwest side of Chicago, on Waveland Avenue, and there was a 1.5 typical Chicago brown story, brown brick, 1.5 story house, and she lived in the basement, like a garden apartment, and both my parents worked, and so I'd come home from school and I'd go hang out with Grandma, and cook with Grandma. And on weekends, my grandma would take me to areas like this, like Bridgeport and Little Italy, by bus. And that was like, we'd take 3 or 4 buses, and she would just go get whatever ingredients, because there wasn't a lot of groceries back then.
Right.
So she'd go to an Italian store to get coffee beans or, cookies or flour, chickpea flour, the coolest things. But she would take me always with her. So not knowing what she was doing, but that's how she wanted to find the best ingredients, whatever it took. That kind of was embedded in me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's why Piccolo Sogno has, I think, been around for so long, because that's what I do, thanks to my grandmother.
Sourcing good ingredients. That's really, yeah. Will you talk about some of those ingredients? So what are some of the ones that you bring in?
So actually, one of my favorite ones that I'm really into at the moment is the prosciutto di Parma.
Mm-hmm.
I just came back from, I went to Parma on my trip. I went to a bunch of different places.
Right.
And I met the family that makes our prosciutto. And a lot of prosciutto now has been sold, like these companies have been sold to bigger companies, so it's not as personal.
Mm-hmm.
The one that I've been using since he started importing in Chicago for I don't know how many years, Grecchi Falzani, the family there, just falling in love with that family. They have 10 employees, and they're sending this out all across the world.
Oh, wow.
They take pride in the pigs and how they cure it, the salt that they bring in, every detail.
Mm-hmm.
So that's I ate at it was on Monday up in Des Plaines. There's a sandwich shop called Pronto.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody told me about it. It's a scacciata sandwich.
Okay.
And I'm kind of craving that because I had that a lot in Italy.
What is it?
It's like a focaccia, kind of crispy focaccia sandwich. And I went and had one there. They said, oh, it's just like Italy. So I went over there and I fell in love. I'm like, man, they use the same prosciutto. I could taste it. You know what I mean? Taste the difference. It's a really 19th month age, which is a minimum, depends, aged prosciutto, and it's not pressed. It's rotondo, it's round, so it's a little juicier and sweeter. So I'm really into that. And then on my trip, I also went to Modena to visit the family that makes our balsamic, because we sell balsamic in the stores and we use it on the tables. It's a minimally aged 15-year IGP balsamic.
Okay.
And I saw the mother. The mother is the base of it. It's from 1905. It's still going. It's still alive. Yeah.
So balsamic vinegar, there's a mother just like
exactly. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Excuse me. And so the batteries, we saw the batteries of their family's batteries, or where they do the balsamic. It's in an old tower. It's called Vecchia Dispensary. It's in the top of Modena, on the top of the hill.
Is a battery the tower?
No, the battery is where the
estate.
So every time there's a new child in the family, they put a battery out. So they put a bunch of barrels, and they're different sizes, and they move from the larger one to the smaller one to smaller. They have a progression of how they do that when it's the time to move them, to age them into different barrels.
I see.
So it could be an oak barrel, it could be a chestnut barrel, a cherry barrel. They just move them along the ways.
Okay.
So I went and met that family, and just take some more pride in balsamic. It's not really a vinegar. It's a vinegar, but it's not really. It's open-ended.
Gotcha. Yeah. Is that one that you also make available?
That's one we use only exclusively in the restaurant.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
And then what are some of the local ingredients that you source?
So
or farms that you'd like to work with? Or?
Green Acres Farm was my favorite farm. They retired. There was 3 generations of farmers. I've been using them since the late 90s. I fell in love with the family. They, are basically a Japanese influenced farming. And then I met them at the market, and I'm like, hey, do you think you can, get this radicchio or this kind of bean or, this kind of lettuce? And they're like, absolutely. So they allowed me to pick in a book of all these Italian things. Spigarello, like broccoli, rapini, that nobody was really growing at the time at the Green City Market. And so Beth and they started growing these things, and I was buying them because I, focus on that. And then Abby Mandel is the one that introduced me to it, who started the market back in the 90s. And then a year or 2 years later, every other farmer had these same ingredients, because they're like, hey, where'd they get that? What is that? You know what I mean? So, not knowing back then, you could actually bring cuisine to your table to make it better, typical of what you want Italy, if you work and talk with the farmers.
Hand in hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, get to know them. Well, what are some other local ingredients that you source?
There's a cheese I used from Wisconsin, Caputo cheese. There's a cheese out of Wisconsin that I use for my pizza. It's locally sourced, Wisconsin cheese. We have polenta I get from Three Sister Farms.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Sarah Stegner introduced me to them, and that's just the best polenta. I mean, there's various. There's a ton of them.
Mm-hmm. When you... my brain is jumping around right now.
Yeah.
When you first walked in, I'm going to go off subject for a second
please
here.
do, yeah.
When you first walked in, you said you saw a sticker that was for 88.3,
yeah, WZRD, yeah.
What is that?
It's an old, it's a college, I think it's at Northeastern College.
Mm-hmm. But what did it remind you of?
Me being a kid and being because I was on that radio station as a kid. My band played live there a couple times.
What kind of band?
I used to be in an old punk rock band.
What did you play?
I used to play bass.
That's amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you still break out the bass from time to time?
Not so much. Once in the bloom of maybe an acoustic guitar, no, but all my friends a lot of my friends are still playing.
Is that right?
Yeah.
It's just occurring to me now, too, that you and I truly, connected over our buddy, friend, everybody's best friend in the whole wide world, a Chicago legend, Lynn Bramer.
Yeah.
So all these things, I'm just like, wow, you love baseball. Lynn loved baseball. We're on the radio. Lynn was a radio DJ and a legend, and loved his Lynn's Bin.
Oh yeah, I was actually on Lynn's Bin once before.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, he texted me one time, and actually he called me and said, "Tony, make sure you're listening at this time. You're in my Lynn's Bin."
Oh, nice.
It's like, no fucking way, way,
Yeah.
So
very cool.
Yeah.
And then so baseball, and then I'm sure he loved. He was in there often.
Yeah, he was a good friend. I
Dining.
hang out with Sarah and him and Wilson, his son. I've been out to dinner and. Now we do some stuff with Joe Shanahan, who's really close with him from the Metro. Mm-hmm. He does an event every year, and I'm lucky to be a part of that, help him organize. We actually did something at Wrigley the first year.
I remember that. Was it Bites or Bramer Bites or something? Or
Lynn's Binge, I think it was.
Yeah.
So we did it in Gallagher Way.
Yes.
Great people from the Cubs allowed us to do that, and they helped work with us. I gathered all Lynn's favorite chefs.
Yeah, I went.
And then,
that was very fun.
So it was fun. Like Tony Mantuano was out in Nashville, so I flew him in.
Oh, cool.
Got him a hotel. Him and his staff hotel. The local chefs. And Lynn's friends. We just cooked, and we had a great time. Wilson threw out the first pitch that day. It was also celebrating cancer. Mm-hmm. It was I think August 21st. It was right around Lynn's birthday. Mm-hmm. We missed that guy. And he always said, if you're listening to music, you got to listen to it loud. So in my car, it's always loud. It's a tribute to Lynn. I was lucky. A couple weeks ago, I was just on 312 day in XOT radio. And we did a podcast. And we did something in Lynn's Lounge. Mm-hmm. It's on my Instagram, but and it's on actually WXRT's, and they just wanted to promote restaurants. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they love restaurants. WXRT and Lynn is a big part of that.
Right, and Chicago is just so unique in its dining community, its chef community. Everybody really
we're all friends,
sticks together, helps each other. It's just one of the things that continuously blows my mind.
It's
every time you turn around, everybody's pitching in to help for some.
We're helping each other. We're helping our staffs. We're helping change the rules. It's our voice is one voice. We're on the same team. It's not about me. It's about us.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Community.
Our community of chefs and our community of service workers. We're always trying to do the right things.
Right.
For each other, farms. Hey, you got, check out this from this farm. Okay, let's, whatever. It's from a local meat farmer to whatever it is. But
what was your first job? Mine was my first restaurant job was dishwasher.
Same here. Same? I grew up poor on the northwest side of Chicago. Going to the Metro, I'd go to the Metro because I lived on
Waveland, you said?
Waveland.
Yeah, right
and,
there.
One of Joe Shanahan's partners was like right around the corner. So we'd always go to the Metro as a younger kid. But I'd like to talk about that later too.
Yeah.
Because Joe Shanahan does some amazing things for Lynn and for the community, for local. Perfect for this environment.
Cool.
But yeah, so I grew up on Waveland, Northwest Side, and just growing up there. There wasn't a big food scene. I don't know.
But you were a dishwasher, you said?
So I got a job. My mom worked for this company, and they owned restaurants, Super Rosa. Mm-hmm. Actually, my first job was not at Super Rosa. It was at this place called the Party House on Diversey and Austin. It was a banquet hall. No, that was my second job. First job was at Super Rosa.
Okay.
When I was 15 years old. And we grew up poor. So I was like, I worked at a gas station. One gas station gave me 2 days. Another gas station gave me 2 days during the week. And then I worked 3 days. This is 15 years old. Mm-hmm. And I worked 3 days at Super Rosa. Eventually, I quit the gas station jobs and just worked at Super Rosa as a banquet hall. Started off washing dishes, and I worked at another banquet hall, party house. It was called Washing Dishes. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, man, I'm making money. This is great. Because I grew up, we didn't have toilet paper, sometimes we didn't have food. It was tough, you know what I mean? Lower middle class neighborhood. Mm-hmm. And I was like, man, this is the way I can contribute. So I've been working in restaurants, and I worked my way, getting the door open at such an early age, knowing what I wanted, even earlier age. I said, you know what, I got to find a way to go to culinary school. So I found a culinary school, Cooking and Hospitality Institute. I went there right out of high school. They gave me a, because we had no money, they gave me opportunity to get a loan. Mm-hmm. That I was responsible for. Then they also gave me some scholarship because they wanted whatever. At the time, it was a little bit maybe easier. So I went to cooking school, and that just opened up so many doors. I was there like I graduated high school at 17, so right away, 17, 18, 19, I went to culinary school, opened up a bunch of doors, and I had that loan. I paid off that loan myself,
Incredible.
From the job, yeah.
We are going to take a short break here. You are listening to Dish with David. Our guest today is Tony Priolo. You are listening to Dish with David. I'm your host, David Weeks, and our guest today is Tony Priolo from Piccolo Sogno. Tony, just before the break there, we were talking about the Metro. You said you grew up over there. Yeah. And Joe
Shanahan, yeah.
Was a friend also of Lynn Bramer?
He became a friend. He was a close friend of Lynn Bramer, and I didn't know him. I knew of him because I went to a lot of shows, punk rock shows as a kid. We'd just take the bus, Addison bus there, and it was a great outlet for us, on my days off, whatever, just to go see some great bands, local bands, Naked Ray Gun, stuff, you know what I mean? Yeah, who now are friends of mine, but, some of the people. But, and then I met Joe through Lynn, and those two are like brothers. They're just, great. And after Lynn passed away, Joe Shanahan really wanted to keep the legacy going. He asked me to help him do this event in Wrigley Field, and all the money that was raised is going to go to some local charities. Lynn's charities, Sarah Bramer helped pick them out in Wilson. The charities that you mentioned.
So the Lynn Bramer Scholars Fund, and then also the Les Turner ALS Foundation?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. And there might be another too, and Joe's still going strong every year around Lynn's birthday. Mm-hmm. We had a concert last year. Los Lobos played, and just like Spiegel came and then Wilson came to play with Spieg's band, whatever that. I can't remember the name of that. It's like
Sadesky.
No, he's got but they're amazing entertainers, and a bunch of like local guys, from the radio that have a band and as a tribute source, I think.
Tribute source.
Yeah, and they're keeping Lynn's legacy alive. Raising money for these great things, and honoring the family, because Lynn he touched so many people's hearts. If he met you once, he knew.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 6 months, a year from now, he saw you. Hey, it's David Weeks.
Yes,
I remember
totally.
you. Yeah,
exactly.
You're the guy that, you know what I mean? With all
he
energy.
remembered all the detail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he was like your best friend. You know what I mean?
So many times, though, like, I'd be listening to Lynn's Bin, and it would be like, I had arrived at my destination. It was time to get out of the car, but I would sit there for the next couple of minutes just to hear the rest of it, because it was always, he'd have you, I don't think those things were longer than 4 minutes.
No, they weren't, yeah.
They were short, but you'd be laughing at one point, on the verge of tears at another point, and then really thoughtful about, some other thing.
And every bit of it was true.
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing. Let's talk more about, so I feel like we touched on the ingredients at Piccolo Sogno. I did want to ask you the prosciutto. So does that show up? How does that show up on the menu? It's on
of the
pizzas?
Yeah, the first thing I bought after I signed the lease was a Burkel slicer, one of those big red slicers, because I knew at the end I wouldn't buy it. And they were pretty expensive.
Yeah.
So that sits in the middle of our kitchen with the prosciutto leg on it, and we slice it to order, which is prosciutto melon or prosciutto and figs, depending on the season.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Depends on the season.
Yeah. So and then we make all of our own bread at the restaurant. And when I come in the morning, usually I wake up in the morning, get my kids ready for school, make their lunch. If they have lunch that day, if they're not doing hot lunch or whatever, get them ready, get them to the bus. Go to the gym when I can. Then I take a shower, go back to work. I go home, take a shower, off to work. I'm pretty hungry. Mm-hmm. So I get in, and I know it's not the best thing. I just go get warm piece of bread, focaccia or filoni. We make a sourdough, a whole wheat filoni, and the rosemary focaccia. One of those two, slice it open, warm, slice some prosciutto or mortadella. Boom.
And that'll get you going. That'll hold you.
Yeah, and then I'll usually get some more bread and do a little scarpetta in the tomato sauce, a little dip of warm bread in the tomato. Like get a little ramekins, hot marinara. Boom. That's, and then cappuccino, decaf skim.
Okay. Nice. Let's talk more about Italy too. So
we I think I dropped off at Florence. We're in Florence in Tuscany. We went to Ponte Vecchio.
You're driving all these different places?
I rented a car, which is always fun to drive in Italy if you like speeding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was on the A1, the Autostrada, and I'm going. It's 130 kilometers per hour. I'm going 130, and there's a guy literally 3 inches on the tail of my car, flashing his lights in a Mini Cooper
for you to go faster,
for me to move. I'm going 100, and I'm going the speed limit.
Yeah.
This guy is literally, and that's pretty fast. It's probably like 80, 90. I don't even know.
Yeah.
On my butt, flashing lights. So I pull over and I give him like one of these hand gestures.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Well, what are you doing? And he just like, bah! He flips me off. I'm like, whatever. My wife's like, oh, what are you doing? I'm like, this guy just scared me.
It's dangerous to be that close. Yeah, that's scary.
So, so we drove all around. Thank God for GPS, because that's some of those streets are tiny, especially in Rome. So we went from Florence. I went to Parma to go visit Grechi Falzani and them. Then I went to Modena to visit the family, the Vecchia dispensary, and then from Modena I went to Bologna. Okay. And they're all within an hour or so of each other.
Okay.
We stayed in Bologna for a few days, just walked around. Went to this old school restaurant that's been around, I think, since 18-something or 1900. They moved locations recently, but Diana, it's called. This is a typical Bolognese restaurant.
Okay.
Big gentleman walking around with a meat cart, slicing bollito misto, right? Like big, fried artichokes, and just like typical lasagna. Dessert cart, the whole old school.
What's the size of this place?
It's a small, it's like an average size restaurant. It's actually a bigger restaurant for Italy because a lot of them are smaller. But, the portions aren't huge, anything. So we went there. I went to, we stayed there for a few days just sightseeing and eating, mortadella sandwiches because that's all from over there. You know what I mean? Reggiano Parmigiana everywhere you go. The morning coffee is always the best with pan brioche, the breads.
And what is it? Just a shot of
croissants.
espresso?
I always get decaf skim cappuccino.
Okay.
And then smoking cigarettes. It's not a good idea, but everybody smokes there. So my wife's like, "What are you doing?" I'm Italian now. So anyway, we go back. We're in Bologna, and then we're probably a little tired from traveling, going around. We were going to go back to Rome for a few days, but we booked everything through Airbnb, and my wife found this place halfway between Bologna to Rome, right outside of Gubbio, which is in Umbria. I'm like, okay, cool, let's check it out. And it's called Hotel Nicchi, and I'd never been in that area. Umbria is very similar to Tuscany, rolling hills, the whole thing. So we pull up to this place, and we're like, thank God for GPS, because we got off the side of the road and went to that mountain that we just saw, that big hill. Up on the top of the hill is this amazing resort. And I guess it was off season. She got it for €180 or something. And we look it up. It's pretty expensive during regular season, €600-700 a night.
Oh, wow.
We stayed in an old tower from the 1100s. Wow. The restaurant kitchen was underneath us. We ate in the restaurant. Out my window is rolling hills. Off to the left, there's a olive tree that's probably 150 years old, huge. To the right, there's a water, like a big water, what they call it?
Tank or stack or.
Yeah, it's probably 300-400 years old. They have the old. There's a copper pipe tin, like a bowl that they would go down and they'd roll it on a crank to get down there to get water.
Like a well?
Like a well, yeah, sorry.
I got you. Words. I didn't know if it was a tank tower or like
that's an old one. I don't think it was still in use. Right behind it was a fig tree. I asked him, hey, how old is a fig tree? Oh, over 100 years. Wow. And this property was amazingly beautiful. The best deal ever. I told everybody at the staff, because we went there. There's like a Michelin star restaurant inside. We had dinner there, and the girl that checked us in was our server. And then she's also gave us a drive because we went and got a massage. They had like a massage place on there. They took us, the same person. It's like
doing everything.
Yeah, if you ever watched Bluey, there's a lady on Bluey, this kid's cartoon, that does everything.
Oh, yeah.
She's the same. I'm like, you guys are not charging enough. She's like, oh, it's off season. They're doing a little construction. But we had the most amazing time there. So we got a nice, relaxed a couple days there, and then we went to Rome and finished it off in Rome. And there was a hailstorm in Rome. We were driving to Rome, and it was a really bad storm on the expressway. Mm-hmm. These guys are driving crazy.
Still going fast.
So you get crazy, and we're driving through rain, going through, there's times you go through the hills or the mountains there. You're in a tunnel for 20 minutes, so you don't know and you come out, and it's light. And then, so we finally get there, and we had my wife book something. I think it was on a golf cart tour of Rome. And it was pouring rain. Best tour ever. They had the sides on it. We picked this up, and they drove us around Rome, seeing all these cool things that we wouldn't see. So I definitely recommend.
Oh, wow.
Who knew? We went to this church. I think it was affiliated with Loyola, or I can't recall. And it was Da Vinci's student that painted the ceiling. Mm. They were supposed to put a dome on top of this church.
Okay.
I can't remember the name of the church, but the neighbors didn't want the dome, so they fought it politically, whatever. And this is a long time ago, obviously Da Vinci time. So this guy painted the frescoes on top to make it look like a
dome. Oh.
Yeah, I'll show you the picture of it.
Oh, cool.
You could never tell. And it was a flat roof.
Oh, wow.
Unreal. I would never have known that unless I took a tour.
Right.
And then, so we ate some great food. Of course, got porchetta. I love porchetta. Mm-hmm. Ate some great restaurants. And just had an amazing time with my wife. It was a fun trip.
Awesome.
So, yeah. In Italy, if I could live there, I would, but it's a little bit different. I also visited a baseball field. By chance, the restaurant I worked back in Artemino, mm-hmm. which is in in Tuscany we had a lot of time.
Da
Delfina. We took a longer route to get there, and my wife's like, "Oh, there's a baseball field right here. Let's check it out." I'm like, "You want to check it out?" She's like, "Yeah." So we pulled over in the middle of nowhere and stopped at a baseball, and they were having a game. So I watched a little bit of the game.
Oh, cool.
And the marquee on the outside, it was the Lancers. It was similar to Wrigley. So I play baseball with one of the guys, my teammates. He's the mascot of the Cubs. So I sent him the picture. He's like, "No way!" And it was during
in Italy.
Yeah, here in Italy, And we were watching Team Italy. Team Italy, during the World Baseball Classic, never got a mention until they beat U.S. In national news. Even the Prime Minister talked about it in Italy. Like, hey, look, pay attention to baseball. Because in Italy, it's all about soccer. Even though they just lost and they're not making the World Cup again, third time in a row. I don't know if you pay attention to that, but heartbreaking.
I wanted to ask you too about the mural, and I should have looked up the artist's name before I.
Eric Skutnies, yeah.
Oh, so how did you come across? It's a beautiful mural on the side of the.
Yeah, those are Bernini. Those are actual Bernini statues. So the one they're in Rome.
Okay.
The one with Medusa's head is, I think that's in the Vatican or somewhere, and then the other one is in a private residence that we were going to go to to see, the Rite of Spring one, but it was pouring rain and hail. We couldn't get to it. It was too much rain, but it was like really close to where we were at in Rome. So that's
there's two murals up there.
Yep, and so. There's the Beeline. There's a guy that runs. He's called the Beeline, and he basically goes around and was, fixing and getting local artists, to paint murals on like viaducts or buildings, and then he'd get commissioned. He get. Find an artist to do that. So if you drive up and down like Halsted area, there's a bunch of murals over there.
Right.
So he approached us and said, "Hey, I have this artist. We could love to paint something on the side of your building. We'll keep it Italian inspired." He showed me this picture, this statue of an angel. From it, it's like maybe a Bernini statue. I can't remember. He showed me this statue, said, "Oh, we can do something like this on the side of the building." We're like, "Okay, cool. I can get this much commissioned. Can you guys cover the rest?" And we're like, "Yeah, absolutely." So, we met with our landlord, asked if it was okay. We didn't know the artwork or anything at the time. And he's like, "I got this artist out of L.A., Eric Skutnies. He's going to fly in to do the work." Okay, great. He said, "We could start in October." So he comes in, starts painting it, and it's October. I started hanging out with this guy. It's actually minus degrees, it started freezing, so he had to bring in a local artist to help him paint some of the bottom. He did all the tops, and they're basically his interpretation of these Bernini.
They're beautiful.
Yeah, they're wonderful. Then COVID hit, and then we were supposed to geotag them. We ran out of money for that, so if you take your iPhone, you go to take a picture of it, all these flowers would come up.
Oh, wow.
Geotagged. We'd still like to do that on that location, and that was his idea.
Oh, neat.
But we ran out of money at the time.
Yeah.
And it just never came to fruition. So then a couple years later, Tyler Perry, one of his executives, calls and said, "Hey, we're filming this movie. Eric Skutnies is doing all the work for the artwork." It's this art movie called Piccolo. It's like, "We'd love to feature you guys in the movie. We'd just be there for one day. You're going to be the opening scene of the movie because the artist is going to live above the restaurant." And so he painted the murals in honor for his wife or girlfriend at the time or whatever. We're like, absolutely.
Awesome.
So Eric, his work is all over the world, especially in L.A. He did that melting face of Trump. I don't know if you've ever seen that. That's pretty popular too. And until it turns into a skull. It's really cool looking. Yeah, he's an amazing artist. So yeah, that's how that came about.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's really beautiful.
It's the Rite of Spring. That's what the whole feature is. It's in one of them's in the Vatican, and one of them is No, they're world famous statues.
Tony, thank you so much for coming in today.
Yeah, it's an honor to be here.
It's been a pleasure talking with you.
Yeah, I love this place. You know.
Oh, no,
yeah.
One more thing, because we got to talking about your trip to Italy, but I saw on your website, too, that you are also planning, there's like a trip that people can...
Yeah, next March,
What are you doing?
I was hired by Modern Adventurist, which is a tour company. They pick chefs, John Mannion and whatever, to go tour something around their restaurant. So hey, if you want to do a tour in Sicily.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, there's a couple of tickets still available. If you check out our website, PiccoloSognoRestaurant.com or Instagram, Piccolo Sogno's Instagram or my Instagram, you can get more information. And basically, you're going to be a week hanging out with me, a professional tour guide. We're going to cook. We're going to go to the markets. We're going to make pizza, pasta.
And where?
All in and around Sicily. Palermo.
Sicily, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Palermo, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, yeah, thanks for bringing that up. That's awesome.
Amazing.
Yep, and we also have some products available at Mariano's, our tomato sauce, pasta, olive oil, and vinegar.
We are not out of time, and I apologize. I wanted to dive into that, too, because you have, what is the pasta you have? Is it available there, too?
The black spaghetti is available. We have rigatoni, penne.
Your sauce?
Our sauce, arrabbiata, bolognese, and marinara, pomodoro we call it. And then our olive oil from Sicily. The olive oil comes from a commune, which is like a co-op of where my family comes from in Sicily. So that whole town sells the olive oil to a commune, and we buy some of that olive oil, and we put our label on it.
Oh,
and that's the only olive oil we use at Piccolo Sogno, too, by the way.
Ah, okay.
So that's kind of supporting a small community in Sicily, a really small town, Cimino. That's where that comes from.
I listened to your episode with Supper with Sylvia.
She's the best.
She is. Yeah. And I learned, I didn't know that you were like one of the first tastemakers at Mariano's.
Yes, yeah. So Bob Mariano, who started Mariano's, had some issues in his hot food and his tomato bread.
Okay.
Like, he asked me, he's like, hey, can I hire you to do this? Go work with my chefs. And so I went unannounced to some of the stores, took some notes, and I went back to Bob. I said, Bob, I can help you fix your pizza. You're baking them in the wrong pans. The flavors are great. The hot food, this needs to happen, this needs to happen. Your salads, let's do these salads. It's like, done. And he's like, what do I owe you? I said, no, you don't owe me anything. He said, well, we're going to promote you then. So Nina Mariano said, hey, we're going to make you a tastemaker. So you're going to go to the store, you're going to pick up products, we'll take pictures, and we're going to promote you. I'm like, wow, this is what, I don't know, whenever Mariano started a few years ago.
Yeah.
And then,
it's probably been 10 years now.
at least. And then Bob sold to Kroger. Now Kroger's now expanded it and made it even bigger.
Okay.
Great people. And they kind of convinced me to put products in the store because we had olive oil and vinegar there because, we wanted it on our table. That's the only reason we were buying it in bulk. And I had so much of it. They said, hey, Bob and Nina said, let's start selling it. And then the people from Mariano said, hey, let's put it more out there. Let's get some more stuff. So I started doing more stuff. Yeah, we have a big event coming up soon, a couple of days, yeah.
What is that?
It's a tastemaker event. So,
okay.
Yeah, that's that picture I showed you earlier.
Ah, okay.
And it's a bunch of Chicago chefs that, Mariano's is supporting local businesses and local communities. Putting grocery stores where there's not really grocery, because there's a lot of food, I don't know, what do you call it, like areas where there's no stores.
The deserts.
Deserts, that's the word, yeah.
If listeners would like to find out more information, so Piccolo Sogno, located at 464 North Halsted. It's at the corner of Halsted, Grand, and Milwaukee. They can go to the website, which is
www.PiccoloSognoRestaurant.com.
Okay, or the Instagram.
Yeah, or Instagram or Facebook or whatever.
All those
things, yeah.
All those social media.
TikTok, well, I don't know, it's not my thing, but
TikTok. Yeah. I'm too old for TikTok.
I don't have any of that stuff either, David, yeah.
And then what else? In the Mariano's, people can find more information on their website.
Yeah, they have some great pastas there, some great sauces, and there's just a lot of great people. It's like you said, you come to Piccolo Sogno, and you see the same people. I go to the same Mariano's, I see the same people.
Well, like Lumpen Radio is part of a larger network called the Buddy System.
Yeah,
it's
and I learned about
community.
That's amazing. Mars Brewing,
Yeah.
Amazing.
All about community and coming together, and these days and times it feels more important than ever to
100%.
be continuing to come together and talk to each other and share ideas. So
yeah, love it. I'm honored to be a part of this, and I'm glad you invited me.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's an honor to talk with you, and I will see you soon.
All right, you know where I'm at. You got my cell.
Thank you for listening. WLPN LP Chicago 105.5 FM, Lumpen Radio. Have a good couple of weeks.